trigonometry, we're going to proceed. And today we're going to look at the difference between the sine rule and the cosine rule. I saw that Maria was having some challenges on how to differentiate the sine rule and the cosine rule. I hope this video is going to be helpful to Maria and everyone who's not clear about the difference. So we're going to start with the sine rule. So the sine rule is the first thing that we're going to start with. So you use the sine rule when you have been given So I was saying you use the sine rule when you have been given two sides and one angle. So when you have been given two sides and one angle, that's when you use the sine rule. Or you use the sine rule when you have been given two angles and one side. But it also depends on the side that you have been taught to calculate, or the angle that you have been to calculate. It depends with that question. That's when you're going to use the sine rule. So the triangle that you can use the sine rule can be given in this form. So for example, this is A, B, and C, and they have been given the angle here as 2 degrees, and another angle here as 4 degrees, and you have been given the length here as 4 centimeters. And for example, in the question, if you have been told to calculate the length of SC here, so for SC, you know that this B is opposite to B. So here there is a B, here there is a C, here there is a small letter A. So this means you can use the sine rule. And how you can use the sine rule, we know that this sine of the angle of B here, which will be sine 2 divided by B here, and we're going to say sine 40 divided by 4. And the reason why you're going to use the sine rule is because you have been told to calculate this length. So here you can say sine B over small letter b is equal to sine C over small letter c. So here you can say sine 2 divided by b is equal to sine C, that's 4 divided by C, that's 4 centimeters. And from here you can calculate the value of b. So this is how you can use the sine rule when you have been given two angles and one side. Let us look when you have been given two sides and one angle. So where you have been given two sides and one angle, so I'll give another example here. So it actually depends with the side or the angle that you have been given. It will depend whether you're going to use the sine rule or the cosine rule. So you need to make sure you know these questions. Where you have been given two sides, for example, this is 5 centimeters and this is 2 centimeters. And here you have been given the angle as 7 degrees. And if you have been told to calculate this angle here, the angle which I can say x, so before calculating x here, we know that here there's small letter b, small letter a, small letter c, and we can calculate the value of x here by using the sine rule. And we can say sine b here, so sine b over small letter b is equals to sine, we have been given we are being told to calculate the value of x here, so it will be sine c over a small letter c. So sine b, that's 7. So sine 7 divided by b here, that's 2, is equal to sine c here, that's x. We say sine c divided by c here, that's 5. And from here you can calculate the angle that is at c. So this is how you use the sine rule. So you use the sine rule when you have been given two sides and one angle, or when you have been given two angles and one side. It also actually depends with the angle or the side that you have been taught. Let us look at the cosine rule. So we use the cosine rule when you have been given two sides and one angle. So two sides and one angle. So here you must pay attention. You see the side that I'll be calculating and the angles that I'll be given. They'll be given in a particular way. And you can also use the cosine rule when you have been given three sides. So if you have been given three sides, you're going to be asked to calculate one of the angles. Let us look at an example. So example here. So the triangle that you can use the cosine rule can be given in this form. So here you have A, B, C, and if you have been told that AB here is 2 centimeters, AC is 3 centimeters, and you have been given the angle here as 5 degrees. So as you can see here, the angle will be given between the two lengths that you have been given, like for example AB and BC, and you have been told to calculate the length BC here. So the length that is on the bottom part of the both of the length that have been given, which is AB and AC. So this means you are going to use the cosine rule. Here you cannot use the sine rule. In the case you have been told to calculate BC. So if you are trying to calculate BC here, so we can only say that sine A divided by small letter a, and we don't have another angle here, so it means that cannot be possible. So I hope you get the point. So you use the cosine rule when you have been given two lengths here. Just a moment. Boy, listen. Even nilipo. Kaya wewe una pray. Duas horas para text. Oh, wish the camera para text. Eu vai lá, pegou de pouco, né? Ah, yeah, see the uzafunta ewe, uzafunta. Ipanga tutorial wafana many awaiziwa. So wansokoneza hapa. Wansokoneza hapa. Ugola tembo. Ndishinza kuchita continue first nsirizo manyoma. Nza kutextinga pa WhatsApp. Alright, boy. Yeah, so here BC, we are going to use the formula of the cosine rule. So we are going to say, since we are trying to calculate, so here there is small letter a, small letter c, the small letter b. So we are going to say a squared is equals to b squared minus c squared, plus c squared minus 2bc cos a. So this is the formula that we are going to use. I hope you have known the difference, but where you still have challenges, you can ask your questions. Let us proceed. Then I'm going to solve the question that I had given Maria and Marjorie to solve. So the first question, I'm going to solve the one that I had given Maria. So check it out. It is there in the group, but I'm going to post it again. So this is K R here, N excuse. So this is the question, and the question was find KR. That's the question that I had given Maria to solve. Find KR. So to find KR, here let me identify first the things that have been given. I've been given the angle at R, I've been given the angle at N, I've been given the length KN. Then I also know that NB, that's 50 meters, and I'm told to calculate KR. So here I need to know that which formula am I going to use. Is it the cosine rule, or is that of the sine rule? So here I've been given two angles, as you can see, this angle and this angle, and I'm trying to calculate the length KR here. So this means I'm going to use the sine rule, and the reason why I'm going to use the sine rule, this is because angle at R here, it has the opposite length here, which is this. Then the angle here 60, it has the opposite here, so I'm going to calculate the angle here. If I try to use the cosine law, that is not going to apply. I hope that's clear. So let me just write my opposite length. So here R, here is small letter R, then here we know that this is N, small letter N here, then here small letter K. So I'm going to say sine N over N is equal to sine R over R. Sine N here, I know that that's sine 60 divided by N is the length that I'm trying to calculate, which is KR, is equal to sine K. Sine K, the length, which is at sine, not sine K, sorry, but sine R. So sine R, the length which is at R is 52. So sine 52 over R, R here it's 80. So here I know that N multiplied by sine 52, I'm going to have sine 52 N is equal to sine 60 multiplied by 80. I'm having 69.28 20323. So to find the value of n, I'll say over sine 52 over sine 52. So here n is equal to, so if I divide 69.2820323 over sine 52, I'm having 87.92 meters if I round off to 2 decimal places. I hope this question now it's clear, but where you still have questions, ask. Let us go to the other question that I had given Marjorie to solve. So this was in this form. MKN, then MK was given as 8 kilometers, NM was given as 10 kilometers, then the angle at M was given as 92 degrees. So as you can see here, I have this length which is MK, which is 8 kilometers. I have the length NM, which is 10 kilometers. And considering from the two formulas, I'm going to use the cosine rule. And the reason why I'm going to use the cosine rule is because I'm trying to calculate this length, which is Kn. From the question, I'm told to calculate Kn. So Kn, as you can see, we have two sides here, and these sides, they are touching this angle. So this means I can say m squared is equal to, let me just put my small letters here. There's m, here there's small letter k, and here there's small letter n. So I'm going to say m squared is equals to k squared plus n squared minus 2k n cos m. And I know that this will be m squared is equals to k here, I've been given as 10. So this is 10 squared plus n, that's 8 squared minus 2 multiplied by k, that's 10 multiplied by n, that's 8 multiplied by cos the angle which is at m, that's 92. So here I'll say m squared is equals to, so if you punch out the calculator, 10 squared plus 8 squared minus 2 multiplied by 10 multiplied by 8 multiplied by cos 92, that is giving me 169.5839195. So that is giving me 169.5839195. So I'm going to say square root here and square root here. So the square root and the square do cancel. So I'll say m is equal to, so the square root of 169.5839195, I'm having 13.02 kilometers. So I'm having 13.02 kilometers if I round off to 2 decimal places. So that means the length Kn is equal to 13.02 kilometers. I hope you have now known how to differentiate the sine rule from the cosine rule, or the cosine rule from the sine rule. But where you still have questions, ask in the group.